taking over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast. We got Coach Young for a double shot of Rack Talk. You catch him on Coast to Coast. You catch him on the early line. You catch him on the grid. You catch him on Betting Above the Rim. Pro Basketball Today. He's everywhere. He's omnipresent. He has a dog. I want to start with, you're already giving Preston Pacer the business. It's a done deal tonight, apparently. Done deal. Knicks, done deal.
I don't know if it's a done deal, Ferrall, but I think, obviously if you really peel back and look at Wednesday, which was a nightmare for every Knicks fan and made our guy Preston Pacer feel like it was Game 5 of the 94 Eastern Conference Finals. I don't even know if Preston Pacer was even alive back then, but that's a story for another day. To me, it's about the Knicks doing a couple of things. Number one, it's obvious that at times they have to switch their lineup around. Deuce was great. Mitchell Robinson's a problem for everyone in every series. They find what to find a way to get the minutes. Two, they're just decision making. OG Anunoby, you could talk about the missed pass that he could have got. Well, how about Jalen Brunson with 22 seconds on the shot clock trying to get a layup up 5? Circle the ball out. Get fouled. Get up 7. The missed defensive assignments, particularly of OG at the three-point line with Naismith 2 times playing drop coverage. OG Anunoby never plays drop coverage. So there was a lot of things the Knicks did wrong that I think should be able to be fixed. I expected the series to go 7. I never said it was going to be easy. I said 7-game series all the way through. I wouldn't have been surprised if it was 1-1 coming out of here and 2-2 coming out of Indy. It's going to be a series, but I do think the Knicks win tonight.
I've never, seen anything like how they just let Turner shoot wide open shots. They're never guarding him. And then he knocks him down. He hit his first 5. I've never seen anything like McConnell shooting layups. The guy's like a mosquito. He's such a pain in their ass. And then, they just flat out didn't guard Nebhard and Naismith. Mm-hmm. Nebhard came out firing. I thought their perimeter D was just absolutely stale bread. And the funny thing is, those guys on Indy, they actually play tight defense. They're full court. They're perimeter D. They're up in your face. They're up in their, they got the chest banging. They do everything. They're on the ball. They're Hawks. And, I took them in Game 1 with the 4.5. I think they're just a dangerous team. I got to tell you, I love the Knicks. I want them, but I'm not feeling it. I've never felt it. I told you I've been on this Pacer team for months to win the East and go to the NBA Finals. And I still think it's going to happen. I love the Knicks, but the other night was just a typical Knicks fan, the life of a Knicks fan, long suffering. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I'm going to look at the fact that Game 1, the Reggie Miller, 8 points in 8 seconds. I look at the Game 5, Game 5, 25 in the fourth quarter. But here's the key thing. But both situations, the Knicks turn around and they won the next game. Obviously, the Knicks had to go on the road to Indy down 3-2 in 94, and they got the win after the famous choke signal. Listen, at the end of the day, if the Knicks are going to win this series, they have to get contributions up and down the roster. And the last thing is Tom Thibodeau cannot revert back to Tom Thibodeau when he had Julius Randle, which is give the ball to Randle, pound, load up the defense. I think at times it's better with the Knicks when Brunson is a distributor. He lets other guys get involved. He doesn't pound his dribble to run out the shot clock. The Knicks have to play more team ball because when they do, Ferrall, they do have a bunch of guys that are capable of scoring and could attack matchups.
So, Coach, what do you do about how they look gassed in that last 8 minutes, in my opinion, and in the overtime? They didn't look as, energized as the Pacers. I thought the Obi-Wan Kenobi plays at the rim and the dunk, he got fouled on that and one, no call. I thought they ran better. I thought they moved the ball better. I thought the Knicks just used these 7 guys. Do you think they could actually use Precious, Mitchell, Deuce, and Payne and get away with it. Like, in other words, when they don't have their 5 core that everyone thinks is so fabulous in, can he mix it up and give guys some rest so that they have better fuel for burn at the end of the game and overtime if needed?
Ferrall, they did. They in the first half he played these guys. Campaign was really huge at some points during this game, hitting a couple of threes. Now the problem with Campaign is Campaign gets completely out of control sometimes. He hits one shot and then he thinks he's Jimmy Chipwood coming over and hitting and shooting the ball every which angle that he can, and he really has an ugly shot.
Sometimes you gotta feel it, coach.
Yeah, I mean, well, sometimes you gotta feel them and not shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Just because you hit one, don't mean you're Dale Ellis at the 3-point line. If you don't know who Dale Ellis is,
Dale
kids,
Ellis,
go,
he had
go,
a big game, Dale Ellis, big shot.
Go do your research on YouTube during the commercial break before I come back with my second shot. But to me, you got to play your guys. Listen, the Knicks starting 5 defensive rating, I think it was like 166. Like, that's bad. That's terrible bad. Deuce, Mitchell Robinson, give them minutes. There's been thought about, like, do they start Mitchell Robinson? Because Miles Turner don't want to bang with him down there. He don't want that smoke. So do you put Mitchell Robinson go big sometimes? You got to get Deuce minutes. And yeah, I would get pain. I would get pressure for a little bit of time. I'm not saying play these guys 25 minutes, but give them 8 to 10 minutes just to give your guys enough rest. And then with Brunson, because they're beating him up, bringing him up the floor, let Hart bring it up. Let Mikal bring it up. Let OG bring it up. Mix up who gets the ball into the front court before you start your offense, because all Indiana's doing is picking up Jalen Brunson 94 feet, and they're literally beating him up the floor. And smartly, the refs aren't calling it. So if I'm Rick Carlisle, I don't change what I do. I beat the guy up the floor and make the referees call it.
So, I mean, I didn't think Hart looked himself. I'll give him the 13 boards and 7 dimes. I didn't think he looked himself scoring wise. And I actually thought Deuce played better than him Wednesday night.
No, I thought Deuce was outstanding. And I think that's what they need. They need Deuce. And there's other things that could have happened, like end of the game, why wasn't Mitchell Robinson on the floor? Because maybe he defends Halliburton a little bit better because he's got that long length. There's a lot of things you could look at, in regards to this, what they could have done. The fact of the matter is this. At this point, as a Knicks fan, you should not care. It's about tonight. Do they show up? And when they shut the door, do they slam it shut? Because this is not the first time Indiana's done it. They've done this 3 times in the playoffs already, where they've stolen games in the last minute. You got to get them down. You got to keep them down. But for Rick Carlisle, I mean, this is just another reason why Rick Carlisle, you talk about all these guys, the Nick Nurses and Doc Rivers and Ime and all this stuff. Can we put some respect on Rick Carlisle's name? This is the 2nd straight year in the Eastern Conference Finals. The guy won a championship with Dallas with no authority had a chance. This is one of the best coaches of the generation. But we got to talk about guys like Doc Rivers and what's my guy out with the Clippers, and then Ime Udoka and Joe Mazzulla and all these, Mike Budenholzer. These bums. I'm going to give Preston Pacers something. Rick Carlisle is one hell of a coach, and we need to start recognizing it.
And that team is just a hell of a team. They're deep. They got 2 units that can win, that can play, that can bury anybody. And it's going to be another stressful night on 33rd and 7th at the world's most famous. When we come back, we'll talk about what the Thunder are doing to the T-Wolves with Coach Young.
Criminal.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Derek Carr has called it a career after 11 NFL seasons.
I think they knew before the draft that they had to make a move at this point. And by the way, Derek Carr did have a pretty good career, made as many Pro Bowls as Eli Manning. So based on that, he should go to the Hall of Fame like Eli Manning. Well, Eli Manning does have a couple rings at that point, but always wants to take a shot at Manning, who should not actually be in the Hall of Fame. Shouldn't be questioned an under 500 quarterback for his career. Stop the man.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Ferrall has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall.
Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money.
It's Ferrall. Coast to coast.
We're talking to Coach Young. You got a bunch of plays for the WNBA on what, tonight and tomorrow?
Yeah, just a couple of plays on the WNBA really quick. Number one, I like the Lynx in the first half, -9.5 versus Connecticut Sun. Connecticut Sun is just absolutely terrible, down 23 at the half. Last game versus Vegas Aces. Lynx typically start slow, pick it up in the third quarter. If I'm Cheryl Weaver, I look to pick it up early. Give me the Lynx -9.5. Sparks -11 versus the Valkyries. Already beat them by 17 to begin the season. Valkyries get their first win, first road game for them. Big test. Sparks minus the points. Then tomorrow, New York Liberty on the money line at Indiana. Indiana's got some deficiencies defensively, and I think New York is going to be able to exploit them. Natasha Cloud has been one of the best free agent signings that WNBA had this year. No one's really talking about it. Liberty go to 3-0. They go and they get the win at the Indiana Fever.
All right, so I saw you today talking about the T-Wolves who have been getting their ass punked by the Thunder. I think they respond tomorrow night at the Target in Minneapolis with the 2 and a hook. How do they possibly win this game and get it done, in your opinion?
Simply put, Ant and Julius Randle have to be great or very good at the same time. I mean, Ant was not good in game one. Julius was fantastic, and they flipped roles. You know, and what's really interesting about, Minnesota, actually OKC, is OKC has a way that people won't give them credit. They grind you down defensively, and I called it, you'll like this, Larry Holmes. You remember Larry Holmes, the Eastern Assassin? What they do, right? They just jab, jab, jab. And then all of a sudden, your legs get weary, and then there goes the knockout punch with a right hand. That's what they do. They jab you by keeping them in the game with their defense, and then when your offense when they finally figure it offensively, they have enough guys that can get going between Jalen Williams, obviously SGA, Lou Dort can hit threes. We are more Hartenstein with his little push floater in the lane. Obviously, check, bring Isaiah Joe, White Boy Rick. They got more dudes for round that could score, right? The Timberwolves are so reliant on Randall and obviously Ant-Man. And we know, as great as Julius Randle was, we're Knicks fans at heart. We knew at some point the dam was going to break. And what Oklahoma City did is when the ball got in the post, they sent double teams. They sent it from different angles. They rotated out the backside, and they gave Julius Randle fits, particularly in the second half of game number 2.
Listen, I got to be honest with you. I thought that was that ugly 32 piece for Edwards. I thought he shot horribly.
Right.
12 of 26. He was 1 of 9 from downtown. He got lucky in the sense that they gave him all those calls. He went to the line and shot 10 free throws. He hit 7 of them, but I did not think that anyone on that team shot the ball well. And I thought Randall was just horrible.
Well, I also think, Ferrall, I think a reason why Minnesota was so good in the first 2 series is, let's be honest, the Lakers and the Warriors had no size. They had no size. They had nothing in there inside that would give them any kind of resistance. Well, now it's Hartenstein, and it's Chet Holmgren, and there's 2 7-footers, and Lou Dort plays higher than he is. Jalen Williams is secretly athletic. Like, this team can go. And Minnesota doesn't have the guys. They just don't. I thought coming into this series, I said it was, and people go check the tape. I said Thunder in 5. I thought this was a 5-game series. I think you're right. I think they steal game 3. I think OKC gets game 4 and blows their doors off and ends this in 5 games.
Yeah, I'm with you. What kind of player do you think Abe Lincoln's turned into?
I don't, what kind of player? I mean, decent player here, but I guess my thing is, Ferrall, when you look at these teams, right, and you look at today's NBA, I get nervous. Like, East Coast guy, right? You go look at OKC, right, and they're so young. They're so young, and Sam Presti's got all these draft picks. Like, you better get him now, Ferrall. I don't know when you're going to get him again. Like, this could be the start of a huge run if they keep these kids together. So to me, I'm a Knicks fan. If the Knicks are lucky enough to make the finals, they'll be lucky if they win more than 1 game. I think OKC's that good. The only reason why they won't win it and run people out is because of their lack of experience, right? Their coach is young.
Yeah,
but
I don't.
Damn, Ferrall, I can't buy that anymore.
You don't
I
buy
can't
that.
buy it anymore.
You don't buy that.
No,
they blow teams out, and their defense is the best in the league, and that coach is good, and that team is good, and I don't care how old they are. In fact, I think their age is an advantage. I mean, they run you out of the building in your own building.
It would be interesting, like, I'm a Knicks fan. I want the Knicks to make the finals. Everybody knows that, right? But
I'm not feeling it.
I would be so intrigued by Indiana OKC because, like, OKC,
well, that's what you're gonna get.
They're the Pacers on steroids, right?
Yeah.
They're just as good offensively, just as deep, just as fast, just as young, more skilled and ready, and they play way better defense. Like, that would be fun to watch. It go boom, 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 boom,
back
boom,
and forth,
up and down,
all day.
All day. It'll be up and down, and then the Pacers will keep going, and then India will be like, okay, say, oh, you know what? It's time to really lock you down defensively for 5 minutes, and then here comes the 15-2 run, and the game's gonna be over every time.
But don't you think those games will all be overs? And I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be curious to see where they hang the over-unders at, because I mean, even the Knicks, like, who are slow, they're going to be able. That game got to 271. That thing was way over before the end of the regulation. So Indiana wants you to play that pace, and I don't think OKC would be at all scared. I think them kids would love to get up and down and play a fast-paced game. They got fresh, young legs, and they're just as deep as the Pacers.
I said the other day that Cat runs like a fat chick in the park when somebody yells gun, and I think he would get run out of the building in the finals by that team. And he's bow-legged too.
He said a fat kid running. I can't. Bro, have a great weekend, bro. I'll see you next week. That's all I got.
We salute the brave and courageous women and men serving in the United States military, protecting our freedom. please take time this Memorial Day weekend to honor the memory and sacrifice of our military veterans and their loving families, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our nation.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those two teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
The Tigers, 31-17, Matt, on the season. They've got the best pitching in baseball, but don't look now. The Twins are now on their heels at 26-21.
The best hitters can't stay healthy. We obviously saw a situation last week where two of those guys got hurt on the same play. So that's the Twins, and I think Twins fans, I'm up in Twins country. Twins fans know that up here, and you're kind of always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
You are a Pirates fan. I don't think you've got a reason good enough for me to be wearing Met stuff when the Mets are playing the Pirates right now. I don't think I'm gonna go, okay, I see it at the end of your explanation.
I'm gonna put it on Vinny. I'm gonna put it on all the Mets fans. The Pirates won 2 in a row. They fired the manager over the weekend. A new era of Pirates baseball has begun.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Coach just told Preston Pacer to F off before he hung up on him. Like at the end of the interview, like, he's like, I'll text you later. He's like, and he just F off and hung up on it. Like, it's abusive.
But the worst part is that then at the end he was like, yeah, I won't answer though if they lose. At least he admits like he won't answer if they lose. Like, you gotta go to the podium, even if they lose. You gotta be able to go to the podium, and Coach just not willing to do that potentially tonight if it doesn't go his way. All right, let's finish this baseball because I got a lot of games tonight that we have to get through. Brewers beat the Pirates 8-5 last night. Big night for Christian Yelich. He had a 3-run homer in the first inning, a little Oppo Taco shot, and then he went really big fly for the second one. FanDuel Sportsnet.
He's taking a lot of pitches.
Bomb into right. This is back, and it is gone. Number 9 for Yelich. It's a multi-homer game. A little bit of Pittsburgh cooking, and that bat is hot for Yelich.
Yeah, I think he hit 2 of them, right? So it's just never ending. But they did get out of the they were going to break a record for most losses with under 4 runs to start a season. They actually scored 5 runs last night, so they're not the worst team ever in terms of not scoring runs.
They certainly are not. Pirates general manager Ben Cherington before the game said there's no shot that they're trading Paul Skeens. So now everybody can stop coming up with their nonsensical, stupid trade proposals to the Pirates for Paul Skeens. We can officially end all of that. Cleveland beat Detroit 7-0. Tanner Bybee, 7 shutout innings. He struck out 8. The Yankees, of course, won yesterday afternoon. They're 11-4 in their last 15. They have the best OPS in baseball at 8.15, and their ERA is 7th at 3.42. Big part of that has been Carlos Rodon. Leads the AL with 80 strikeouts. Has a 2.8 ERA. I'm not going to lie to you. That is the most surprising thing for me because, we've all been hard on Rodon. And he's been really good this year. It is a who would have thought. He's actually pitched really well for the Yankees.
Who would have thunk it, right? Like, he's been, I think, wildly consistent and striking out guys every time he pitches. And I think, we've been making fun of Warren. He's turned into a stud striking guys out. He's the top rookie strikeout guy. and Fried Chicken has been unbelievable. So they got 3 guys dealing, and we'll see what Schmitty Burgers can do tonight. He should be able to win that game.
Even
the Rockies suck.
Rockies are historically bad. The fastest a team has ever gotten to 50 losses. Devin Williams also has been better in his last 5 outings. 5 innings, 1 hit, no run, 7 Ks since he got demoted from the closer role. Devin Williams putting the pieces back together. You have 2 teams that we'll talk about tonight that are going for 8 in a row. The Phillies have won 7 in a row. The Angels have won 7 in a row after a 4-game sweep of the A's in Sacramento. And they have the Marlins coming into town tonight. Usually Memorial Day, Scotty, right? That's when you're, the first time you look at the standings is on Memorial Day. You really don't look at them before that. And that's also the first time that we look at the awards quickly. We'll get a couple of them in here before we start tonight's game. Of course Aaron Judge is the favorite. You believe this guy? Look at this number before Memorial Day. Does that say minus 3,000, does that say? For AL MVP already? I mean, the guy's only hitting what? Is he still above 400? Just hanging there.
Yeah, he's minus 3 dimes. It is what it is. He's a badass. The guy's, hitting 400 the whole season. He's been incredible. He's up there with the league leaders in homers. He's done it all. It's no questions asked at this point.
Now, I will say this. This is just like a stash away. Like if you like hiding really big tickets that might have no chance of winning, but if he ever, and I don't want this to happen, if he ever got hurt, let's say, and missed a significant amount of time, look at did you see the numbers on all those other guys? Like 150 to 1, 200 to 1, 100, like Bobby Witt and like Devers, like I would just take, like even if you threw like $10 on each of them, like it's like there's some, just because a Judge does get hurt, Scotty. Like I don't think it's the worst thing.
Yeah, I hope Bregman tore his quad today. I hope it's not a pull. I hope it's a full tear.
There you are. There you go. We'll get to some of tonight's games, and I'll fly through the rest of these awards too when we come back.
We salute the brave and courageous women and men serving in the United States military, protecting our freedom. Please take time this Memorial Day weekend to honor the memory and sacrifice of our military veterans and their loving families, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our nation.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those 2 teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
The Tigers, 31-17, Matt, on the season. They've got the best pitching in baseball, but don't look now. The Twins are now on their heels at 26-21.
The best hitters can't stay healthy. We obviously saw a situation last week where 2 of those guys got hurt on the same play. So that's the Twins, and I think Twins fans, I'm up in Twins country. Twins fans know that up here, and you're kind of always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
You are a Pirates fan. I don't think you've got a reason good enough for me to be wearing Met stuff when the Mets are playing the Pirates right now. I don't think I'm gonna go, okay, I see it at the end of your explanation.
I'm gonna put it on Vinny. I'm gonna put it on all the Mets fans. The Pirates won 2 in a row. They fired the manager over the weekend. A new era of Pirates baseball has begun.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Turning the corner and heading down the backstretch here on a pain-free Friday, along with Carver High and Ferrall in New York City with Preston Pacer and Luke Hamilton. Good to have you with us.
Indeed. Good to have you with us. All right, as far as the NL side, let's quickly do these. Ohtani's the favorite. Why?
Screw him.
I guess he's had a lot of homers. I don't think he's had particularly his best start. Tatis is there. Corbin Carroll. Now, that's a guy who should be in the
7-1.
talk. Kyle Tucker's had a huge start. How about that Pete Crow Armstrong at 25
Whoa,
to 1?
25 to 1.
The Cubs have had. Why not him? Why not?
Didn't you say he was going to have like 145 RBIs and like 50 home runs?
He was on pace for all those numbers. We'll see. Tariq Skubal won the Cy Young last year. He's the favorite now as we hit Memorial Day. Plus $1.75 again.
Give me
plus
how
200.
about Freed Chicken and Hunter Brown at 5 and 6 to 1.
Yeah, I think Freed's more than Hunter Brown has been excellent for Houston so far this year.
How about DeGrom at 950? He's been brilliant too.
He certainly has. And Brian Wu also has been excellent
Wu-Tang
for
Clan.
Seattle. Brian Wu's been really good. Skeens is the favorite in the National League right now. There it is. Paul Skeens and Yamamoto and Wheeler up there at the top of the National League board. Memorial Day.
I mean, honestly, I don't think he's pitched well. They lose every game he pitches. I think he's pitching again tonight. You can't tell me he's the Cy Young right now. Every time he pitches, they lose. They never score runs for him. It's so embarrassing that, like the game against the Phillies, 1-0, complete game 1-0 loss.
Yeah.
Like, he's brilliant, and they never score runs for him because they're a bunch of girly femmes. They're so awful. Like, I honestly, when I watch the Pirates, I want to drink pill bottles and gouge my eyes out. They're so awful. And then I hear this guy, Connor Valeva's the toughest guy to strike out on the team. 1, 2, 3, looking. All 3 pitches down. I'm like, what team are you watching, bro? They have not one guy on the whole G-damn team that can hit. Not one. No one. Ryan Reynolds can't hit either. He used to be able to hit. Frazier used to be able to hit. Those days are over. It's so funny. They gave all that money and the guy's hitting 200.
Unbelievable. I gave you some of those American League rookie candidates the other day. Jacob Wilson of the A's is the favorite. He's minus $1.45.
Bullshit.
2 Yankees, Dominguez and Will Warren, right there behind him. The Martian. I think that if the Martian continues, if the Martian has a couple more months like he had May, he'll win the award because he also has the Yankee backing behind him. And that always
PR
helps.
machine and the
Yankee
Bomber
PR
fans
machine.
and the attention of New York and the baseball world.
It matters. The NL Rookie of the Year has a couple of Braves near the top. Drake Baldwin and A.J. Smith-Shawver. Couple Braves. And then that Agustin Ramirez, who just hits the hell out of the ball on the Marlins. He's up there as well on the list. Logan Henderson, Matt Shaw, yada, 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 yada. There you go. Memorial Day.
I don't care about any of those people. What do you mean, you people?
You people. All right, we got tonight. Let's go. It is time. The Cubs will be in Cincinnati this weekend. Matthew Boyd and Hunter Green comes off the IL tonight, back in the rotation for the Reds. I got this minus 110 both ways with the pick'em, 8.5 the total at Great American.
Oh my God, the stress of all this. So let me get this straight. Yeah, look, the thing is that I think, this guy, Hunter Green's a badass. I'm going to take a stab at the Redlegs tonight at that price. I'm going to take them to beat the Cubs at that price. Last weekend, they swept the Guards. I like Tito. I like Green. I think he's their, best pitcher. Boom, let's see what he does.
Brewers and the Pirates again at PNC. Big pitching matchup tonight. Freddie Peralta and Paul Skeens, who you were just talking about. If the Skeens is on the mound at home, he's going to be favorite. Minus 125. Brewers plus 105. And a 6.5.
I cannot go against what I just said. Every time he pitches, he loses because they can't score runs. I'll take Peralta and the Brewers at plus 110 and make some money As usual, the Pirates will barf all over their bib. And you go to the Pirate games at PNC, there's only one thing to do, and it's slam beers.
And everybody likes to do that. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Is slamming beers at the Pirate game. The Giants head east. They'll be in D.C. against the Nationals. Tonight it'll be Landon Raup and Mackenzie Gore. -120 for the Nats, even money for the Giants, and a 7.5.
I like the Nats going for a 6-pack of Bud Light. Let's see if they win 6 in a row with Tipper. Come on.
Blue Jays are at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa this weekend. Eric Lauer and Drew Rasmussen.
Matt Lauer.
Rays -150. Jays plus $1.25 and an 8.5.
Give me Matt Lauer and all his marital problems on the road at Steinbrenner.
The Orioles and the Red Sox will play the second game of a doubleheader coming up here in just after 7 o'clock East. Now, I know that Lucas Giolito is going to go for the Red Sox in this second game. The Orioles gave up so many runs in the first game that they still haven't figured out
I think
who they want to send out there. We shall see. Red Sox -135 and 9.5.
To a job.
Yeah.
The Red Sox are going to sweep both games automatic. They almost scored 3 touchdowns against them in the first game.
They did almost do that. Cleveland is in Detroit again tonight. Jackson Jobe against the immortal Slade Ciccone. -120 for the Tigers, even money for the Guards, and an 8.5.
I like the Tigers. And your girlfriend's a Ciccone.
The great Slade Ciccone. He loves giving up long balls. That Slade Ciccone. He's another guy. He loves giving up long balls. Rematch of the NLCS from last year. The Dodgers and the Mets at Citi Field tonight. Clayton Kershaw and Griffin Canning. Mets -115. Dodgers -105 and an 8.5.
Honest to Christ, I think it's automatic Canning and the Mets at City. This kid's been great, 5-1. Clayton Kershaw is washed. His first outing, he got lit up. I expect him tonight in the cold weather in Queens to get lit up again. I think he's going to give up 6 runs at least.
Braves and the Padres, yes. Braves and the Padres get together in Atlanta. Remember they opened the series in San Diego, Scotty, and the Padres swept them 4 games to start the year. Now they're in Hot Town. Nick Pivetta and Chris Sale, -175 for Atlanta, +145 for the Friars, and a 7.5.
Acuna is back. Sale wins. Braves win. Money line it. Run line it at +122. And the Padres have been playing like crap. Simple as that.
He is leading off tonight, by the way, Acuna, and they have him at +320 for a homer tonight in his first game back. I don't have him on my sheet, but if you're interested, there you go. Rangers and White Sox in Chicago. Tyler Mahle and Sean Burke, not the goalie. Yeah, -185 Texas, +155 Chicago, and an 8.5.
I mean, this is honestly same thing. Rangers, money line, run line, and the over, and everyone loves Mahle.
The Royals and the Twins, let's slide this one in. Noah Cameron and Pablo Lopez, -190 for the Twins, +160 for the Royals, and a 7.5.
God, you know what? The Twins have been playing so great. I got to take Lopez and the Twinkies over Cameron Diaz.
There you go. We'll come back. I've got a few more games, including some late night ones, including the Yankees in Colorado against the Rockies.
We salute the brave and courageous women and men serving in the United States military, protecting our freedom. Please take time this Memorial Day weekend to honor the memory and sacrifice of our military veterans and their loving families, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our nation.
not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those two teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
The Tigers, 31-17, Matt, on the season. They've got the best pitching in baseball, but don't look now. The Twins are now on their heels at 26-21.
The best hitters can't stay healthy. We obviously saw a situation last week where two of those guys got hurt on the same play. So that's the Twins, and I think Twins fans, I'm up in Twins country. Twins fans know that up here, and you're kind of always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
You are a Pirates fan. I don't think you've got a reason good enough for me to be wearing Met stuff when the Mets are playing the Pirates right now. I don't think I'm gonna go, okay, I see it at the end of your explanation.
I'm going to put it on Vinny. I'm going to put it on all the Mets fans. The Pirates won 2 in a row. Fired the manager over the weekend. A new era of Pirates baseball has begun.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Close to the city. Yeah, I know all kinds of drug dealers there, Preston. Are we on the air? We are on. Wait, don't talk about locations and. Oh, okay. We got a lot to do here because we're running out of time, so we got to stay focused. We still have a few baseball games left here before I destroy another show.
Yes, we do have a few games left. Seattle is in Houston again tonight. It'll be Emerson Hancock, that's Herbie Hancock, against Ryan Gusto. Minus 120 for the Astros, even money for the Mariners, and an 8.5.
Emerson Fittipaldi Hancock taking on Gusto. How about the Astros are hitting right now and scoring runs? Give me the Stros at home.
Arizona still on the streets. They're in St. Louis against the Cardinals. Zach Gallen of Milk, who, by the way, has been horrible this year. He has been bad. Giving up 10 homers, a 5 ERA. And look who it is. Horrible. Mikolas going for the Redbirds tonight. Minus 125 for the Snakes, plus 105 for St. Louis, and an 8.5.
God, I can't believe I'm going to take Mikolas and the Cardinals. Really, I am. I'm going to take them. Even money. Go Cardinals at Busch Beer.
Yankees and the Rockies in Colorado. Of course, the Colorado over 80-42. Most losses in the first 50 games of a season. Clark Schmidt and Tanner, don't call me Flash Gordon. Minus 3 Bills for the Yankees. Minus 300. Plus 240 for the Rockies. And a big fat 11.5.
I honestly, I'm on the Yankees every which way but lose. Money line, run line, over, and they put 15 runs on this kid. By the time he's done, he's Jeff Gordon driving a car home. Honestly.
Yeah, and look, I think the Yankees will slaughter them tonight, but I think you could get a couple of those Rocky guys could touch up Clark Schmidt in Colorado. Maybe it's possible. Marlins are in Anaheim, where the Angels have won 7 in a row, and they'll have Kikuchi on the mound tonight. Sandy Alcantara and his almost 8 ERA will face them. Minus 165 for Anaheim, plus 140 for Miami, and an 8.5.
I got to take the Angels because they're so hot. Halos in the Heim. Let's go. Heimlich maneuver. Come on.
And finally, the Phillies are in Sacramento tonight. Now, look, the Phillies have been scoring a lot of runs. I watched all these games between the A's and the Angels the last couple days.
Oh, my God.
I mean, the ball is absolutely jumping out of that place. It'll be Zach Wheeler tonight.
Schwarber.
This kid Lopez is getting called up to start for the A's here. He's in big trouble. Minus 198 for Philly, plus $1.66 for the A's, and a 9.5.
Over. And the Phillies on the run line for sure. And I'll take them even at $1.78, laying it, because the A's in that ballpark get lit up. And the Phillies just absolutely went to town like they were eating sushi at Coors. I mean, they were just eating California rolls like all night. And they swept them. They scored like 15 runs a game. Schwarbaum, Harper, ring the bell. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, look, you could probably ring the bell in several ways here for this game tonight, and that was where we'll go next with the tater time, and I will pretty much I'll start it with that game. I got Harper at $3.90. I thought that was a palatable price considering some of what they're giving you tonight, so I'm going to go. And Bryce he hit the ball hard all 4 days in Colorado. I only had one homer in the 4 games.
And now he's playing in
but he
this
hit the ball.
dinky-ass minor league park.
Look, you could play Schwarber too. Maybe we'll parlay with him. Like he's like plus 200, plus 220. It's a very low number for Schwarbaum, but he might be able to hit it. Now next, I'm going to Ozuna tonight at plus 320. He's 8 for 31 off of Pivetta, and you're probably like, that's 258. That doesn't sound too good. 6 of his 8 hits off Pivetta have been home runs. He's got 6 home runs off of Pivetta in his career. So we'll take the Big Bear tonight at plus 320 down in Atlanta. Next, Vladdy in Tampa against the Rays. He's got one off of Rasmussen. Let's get another one for him. Pete Crow Armstrong, plus 430.
PCA,
Wind's blowing out in Cincinnati tonight. Good night for homers. Let's get one. Yankees, same thing as we said with the Phillies. You could probably take just about anybody for the Yankees against this Flash Gordon. I'm going to go Goldschmidt because I like the price the most. Plus 440 for him to go yard tonight for the Bombers. And I thought this was another good value play. Vientos beat the hell out of the Dodgers last year in that NLCS. I know he hasn't had a great start to the year. Kershaw didn't look great last Saturday night in his first game against the Angels. I'll take Vientos, who slipped down to the 500s here. Plus 520 for him. Ozuna, Harper, Vlad, PCA, Goldie, and Vientos tonight for the tater time.
I want to add, seriously, Judge has to. And I'm going to go Dominguez again, the Martian. I'm going to go Rice-A-Roni. And while I'm at it, who am I thinking of? Bellinger. He's got like a 15-game hitting streak, and he's hitting around 400. They're all hitting home runs tonight at that dump. I mean, it's like a vacuum for home runs. The whole team, they're going to hit 7 home runs tonight.
It's very possible that could happen. The
prices are... They're going to destroy them. They're going to have sex with them.
You're shopping at the dollar store with those guys, but, the prices are very low, but there's a good chance that a lot of them are going to go yard. So there you go. Let's get a big tater time to start our weekend here. A big Memorial Day weekend. Over under, how many Yankee runs these 3 days in Colorado? Over under 35 over the 3 games. You going over 35? Over 35 runs over the 3 games? About what? About 12 runs a game. What do you think?
Yes.
Over the 3 days in Colorado?
Yes.
They might have one game where they score like the Red Sox today, 18 or 19, and that might help us get there.
Over.
They should. And I think the Phillies will score a lot of runs in Sacramento.
The Phillies are going to score 45 runs in Sacramento.
Yeah, they might score a lot of runs there.
We salute the brave and courageous women and men serving in the United States military, protecting our freedom. Please take time this Memorial Day weekend to honor the memory and sacrifice of our military veterans and their loving families, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our nation.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those two teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
The Tigers, 31-17, Matt, on the season. They've got the best pitching in baseball, but don't look now. The Twins are now on their heels at 26-21.
The best hitters can't stay healthy. We obviously saw a situation last week where two of those guys got hurt on the same play. So that's the Twins, and I think Twins fans, I'm up in Twins country. Twins fans know that up here, and you're kind of always waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
You are a Pirates fan. I don't think you've got a reason good enough for me to be wearing Met stuff when the Mets are playing the Pirates right now. I don't think I'm gonna go, okay, I see it at the end of your explanation.
I'm going to put it on Vinny. I'm going to put it on all the Mets fans. The Pirates won 2 in a row. They fired the manager over the weekend. A new era of Pirates baseball has begun.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Here's our guy, Rich Sermonello.
Scott, the transfer portal, the spring edition has officially ended actually at the end of October. So I want to take some time to cover some of the biggest names that changed teams in April and the impact that it could have on conference and national championship odds. Going to begin with Penn State, a program we've talked a lot about in the offseason. We're going to talk a lot about in the summer. They added 2 key players, one on offense, one on defense. Trevor Pena, wide receiver from Syracuse. I had already slotted him in as an all-ACC second-team selection, 80 catches, over 900 yards last year from Kyle McCord. He is now going to be a key target for Drew Aller. Penn State, problems last year, Scott, in the receiving core outside of their tight end, Tyler Warren. They have made it a priority to go into the portal, add as many receivers as possible, done a great job. The latest is Trevor Pena. On defense, they get Amari Campbell from Bill Belichick's North Carolina, another all-ACC selection for me, pre-portal. Second team, 76 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 6 sacks last year in Chapel Hill. He'll now be on the Penn State defense. Now, let's turn our attention to LSU. They beefed up the defense. This is another team that I think is, quite frankly, from an odds standpoint, criminally underrated. Plus 1,900 on FanDuel to win the national championship. Brian Kelly is all in as far as the portal. This latest cycle, he gets A.J. Halsey, one of the top safeties in the country out of Houston. All Big 12 selection last year to beef up that secondary. And then he gets Bernard Gooden, my choice for the top interior defensive lineman out of the AAC, South Florida. He was going to be a first-team selection for me. He'll now be in the rotation for LSU. Texas, what's the best way to get Arch Manning off to a fast start? Get him as many targets as possible, Scott. And they've done that throughout the offseason. Sark, in the latest cycle, gets 2 targets. Jack Endries, one of the top tight ends in the country, out of Cal. He'll be this year's Gunnar Helm for the Longhorns. And they get Emmett Mosley from Stanford. Stanford's been a mess, had to fire their coach Troy Taylor. Everyone is poaching Stanford right now. Mosley finished his true freshman season last year on a tear. And finally, Texas Tech, another buzzy team because of what they've done in the portal. They get one of the nation's best edge rushers from Stanford, David Bailey. We'll talk a lot about Texas Tech, one of the favorites right now to win the Big 12, and for good reason, loaded with talent. Next week, Scott, we'll discuss the teams that have had the best offseason so far in 2025.
My man, Rich, have a great Memorial weekend, Rich. Good stuff. I want to get Rich Sermonello and Joe Lisi in a cage match. Who wins, Carver High?
That's tough. You know, Joey Prawn's been putting up all these videos of him pumping iron at the gym. So I don't think anybody really wants to get involved with him. Texas denied Ohio State's request to move their Week 1 opener to a primetime game. They don't want all the drunk Ohio State fans in the horseshoe. Did you know? Of course, how do you not know? It's Memorial Day weekend. What does that mean on Sunday?
It's a new track record.
The Indianapolis 500. That's right. Here are the favorites, I guess, to win. Whoever this crew is right here. Who's that? Award is the favorite? Now, our resident car guy is Luke, and he told me that Scotty McLaughlin is going to win the Indianapolis 500 at 9-1.
Too bad Newgarden always wins it. Newgarden and the other guy, Schwartzman.
Yeah. And did you know today was this? The Wiener race had them all lined up today. Look at this. The Oscar Mayer Wieners were out. The Weenie 500.
Everyone loves hot
cooking.
dogs with spicy mustard.
This will be the last game for Luka Modric at Real Madrid this weekend. He is leaving at the end of the season. And former MLB player Darren Ruff is suing the Cincinnati Reds. Damages he suffered, a career-ending injury. He smashed into the uncovered tarp at Great American Ballpark 2 years ago. He hasn't played since. He's suing the team because of that.
Why not? Mob Link Brothel in Long Island. A cop used his badge to lure women on apps and then raped them at the brothel. Isn't that fantastic? A New York man offered a farmer wild turkey bourbon to let him feed his girlfriend's ex to the hogs. Now that is just a sensational power move. You know, get a guy a little turkey, and then you get to feed the ex to the hogs. Run off of Sports is next. GTD, In-Game Live, Sports Rage, Carver and Lisi all tonight. Great job, Preston. Have a great Memorial weekend.
We salute the brave and courageous women and men serving in the United States military, protecting our freedom. Please take time this Memorial Day weekend to honor the memory and sacrifice of our military veterans and their loving families, and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in their service to our nation.
Boston knew they were in trouble, Tom, but the most important thing is they fed off of their crowd, and in that third quarter, when Boston could have made a run, the Knicks just put that one last run together to put the game away.
So it was good to see them, to round this all together, good to see them finally put all the pieces in place to close out the series and say, yes, we are playing our best basketball, because that's what they're going to need against the Pacers.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
If you believe he should be in the Hall of Fame, there's, let's let him wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Tom. It's like you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.